Okay. Good afternoon to everybody, to anybody that might be watching this at whatever point in time and period you're at in life. To start off the video, the old classic. It is currently 4:12 in the PMs, and it's Friday, July the 3rd, one day before 4th of July. Ooh, where do I start? Currently, right now, we've entered the summer break officially. Come to find out that a lot of these classes that I took in the spring term, I finally passed. Brilliant, beautiful news. Let me switch on to a little bit something cleaner. Anyway, look at all these spots that I have in my back from like cupping that I did the other day. Can you even see them though? Yeah, there they are. A couple of them. It's a little bit nasty to one, but got not a client, a member at where I work right now that told me about this one company that sells like cupping, little cups that self-do it and all that for decently priced price. And I'm looking into it. But I passed all my classes and I've been doing great in terms of mentally, in terms of spiritually, whatever you want to call it. In terms of financially, things could be a lot better. The thing that's a bit curious, right, is that I don't feel stressed. I don't feel bad. I don't feel resentful or angry like that for the constant rejection that I've been facing. Right? Many places in where I've shown great outright excitement for, I'm ready, I want to do it. You know, these internships, these places, I keep turning up with rejection. Such as a part of life, you know. It's definitely something where I feel currently right now it's a big lesson and reflecting point. For the first time in my life, I went to the gym the other day after dealing with such uneventful things going on with my body, where like my shoulder blade and like my back muscle aren't placed where they should be, so it causes like a misalignment, kind of like a awkward thing where like they don't follow and flow the way they should. Like this level of range of motion is definitely inhibited as compared to this one, where this one's good for now. But I got on the bench after going to the chiropractor and getting a massage the days prior. And something about where I'm at right now feels a lot different versus when I first started, where like the pain and the discomfort that I felt here and behind my back was a lot more apparent. Finishing those two appointments, one was Monday and the other one was day of, the day before I went to the gym and hit the bench, I felt increasingly light. I felt good. I feel different. That out the blue for me was definitely something where I just had an event that definitely triggered like, man, you know what, fuck it, I'll go to the gym. Let me use this as an opportunity to de-stress. Not de-stress, but more so kind of clear my mind. Went out, did my warm-ups, did all that, stretching and all this and that I've been learning through my chiropractor, my masseuse. And it definitely bred a moment to where I got on the bench. 45 practice rep range, okay, cool. Jump up, 45-10, okay, boom. did that 45 20, and then 45 25 35, and then when I got to 205, which is 245s and then 35 on both sides, I sat there, I did my reps. Cool. I feel good. I feel great. Previous to that, I had hit 225 on my own. Homie kind of helped very little by lifting it with the fingertips. Okay. I said, you know what? What have I got to lose? So I put on the 245s. I got on the bench. And I said to myself, okay, luckily there's safeties. Luckily. It's also a thing where they could malfunction and I can't get that shit off. But I put on the 245s with no spotter. And this I wouldn't recommend to just anybody in any position in terms of how long you've been lifting it. It's not safe practice. But it's definitely practice that I've been involved in, that I'm kind of familiar with, sadly. That I've done, and I've escaped the grasp of death via just tilting it and getting it off me. Begin with, I practice the form, boom, 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 get in position, grab it, death grip. Here, I'm sitting here with the bar, and I'm like, this is completely different as compared to every other time that I've done it. To where this time around, like, there's no self-doubt. And I get on the bench, and I unrack it. Boom, I'm here. Deep breath, bam, come down, and push slowly, and then I rack it. That moment right there filled me with great shock. Because now I'm sitting here, and I'm thinking to myself, oh wow, oh damn. Like, nah, there's no way. Like, I just did it. And I feel shocked, damn near. But this was something that I've been kind of striving for like damn near almost a year. Chasing after. Trying to follow other people's methods. Not really being dedicated to it as much as I should. Well, yes, I was dedicated to it, but I wasn't always prioritizing it in the way that I should. Which kind of forced me to kind of take a step back and really look at like how I was approaching it. To where after I hit it the first time, I decided, okay, like, that didn't feel the way that it should have. Let me try again. Took some rest, got some water, and again, I get into position. Adjust myself, get there, pinch, okay, grab it, unrack it. I'm here, come down, and this time around I push a little bit lower, and then engage, push, and I'm able to get it up again. And I don't know how to think. I don't know how to feel. Right? Because this has been something that I've been working towards for so long that when it finally did happen, you know, the audience wasn't exactly there like I wanted them to be. And it just kind of took me by surprise to where I was just like, well, shit, now what? I showed it to a couple of people that I, wanted to tell. Showed it to other people. And one person joked, oh, 315 next. Oh, fucking hell, 315. And the direct relation to that story, and I guess, obviously, with what I just mentioned in terms of rejection, right? I think before I was able to truly bench 225, like, by myself, like, no support. Let's not say I don't endorse it or recommend that you should. Is that I got rejected like damn near 30-40 times on the bench before I was able to finally hit it. Number might be a little bit exaggerated, but needless to say, I got declined so many times and it never happened. That finally, when the moment did happen and I tried it again, all of a sudden I was able to do it. And most recent, as of late, especially, like, what's altered a lot of the brain, for me especially, is like, I've begun a practice that a lot of people, depending on what your background is and how you think about it, right, has definitely been changing a lot in terms of in here, right? Which I wasn't doing at my previous job at the airport, but I'm doing it heavily, especially right now at this job. You know, two differences. One where I was stable financially, and the other one where I'm not as stable financially, right? The bills are kind of they're stacking up, and it's bringing a lot of what should have been, you know, nervousness and uncertainty and all this other shit. I don't feel that way. At that previous job, I would preach it and kind of talk about it and believe into it, right? To an extent. To where, now at this new job, I practice it, I preach it, but now like I'm devoted to it. That little whiteboard that you see back there kind of outlines the kind of path that I have envisioned for myself. And religiously, day by day, I've been writing about what it is that I desire in life. I desire this. I will achieve and I will receive XYZ, this and that, right? And I talk to myself different. I learned this throughout the first shutdown of the government that brought me to like a state of like great reflection. Where it's like, I don't like where I'm at in life. I don't like how it is that I'm thinking. I don't like a lot of this because this is not who I want to be. It's not how I want to live my life, right? In terms of like negatively thinking. Now when I would wake up, when the second one hit, I started my mornings different. It's gonna be a good day. It's like 1:30 in the morning when I'm doing this shit. It's gonna be a good day. I love myself. It's gonna be a good day. I love myself. It's gonna be a good day. I love myself. I would write it, read it, write it, read it. To that extent, to that practice, that a lot changed in terms of I'd wake up in the morning and versus the first shutdown versus the second, one felt true and honest and more real versus the other one. One was a little bit more so forced and the other one just feels more so natural. Especially at this new job, I have like a to-do list, right, where I'll be honest, within like the last 4 or 5 days I've slacked, right? Where I'm kind of pushing away this one piece of homework that I'm making it be a lot bigger than it should be. Coca-Cola advertisement, not official. Not official. Again, I repeat, not official. And to this day, especially, I would write about the type of person I like to be, the type of income I want to win, the type of environment I want to find myself in, and the type of discipline that I want to build. And like I've noted great and drastic changes that I can't believe especially within my own, that I've been able to see so far, right? Because, like, for one, criticism that I once took to heart, right? I no longer do. I'll give you a great example. Today, I went to my local bank to get a loan for $10,000, and this loan I got declined. For one, I don't feel like I really practiced, and not really practiced. I don't think I really labeled the previous job that I had the way I should have in terms of like customer service, because essentially it is customer service, but rather I labeled it something else. So I'm learning that. And two, when I felt like I shouldn't have been happy or, as you know, more opportunistic, all of a sudden that turned up. I wanted to get a $10,000 loan to pay for a class that's XYZ and leave this leftover XYZ to kind of handle itself. That might not be the way that loans work, but you know, it was more so a starting point. I got declined regardless. And in that point in position, I'm like, well, damn, cool, like I'm happy, right? Why are you happy? Why not? Like, something to build towards. When I had done something previous at that bank, my credit score wasn't that hot whatsoever. That thing was horrendous. And that time I was around a 57-ish. And currently today, this was like last year. No, this was like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, because I took out my truck around that time. Yeah, anyways, 2-3 years ago. Today, I'm sitting at a 788. Quite the improvement. That's a big jump. And I've been applying into many places. Like the other day, I applied to get into the Port of Portland through an internship to get more hands-on in terms of practice for these places that I want to work for. I got declined. And to see that email again, I'm like radiating with like optimism. Okay, that's fine, that's cool. Hey, I appreciate the time, thank you. Clearly I'm not where I'm meant to be right now. Even then, I appreciate the fact that you took the time. And I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to say, because it doesn't feel natural. And then as of late too, I've begun enforcing boundaries, which is, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's crazy. Previous in the times prior, especially at my old job, when, you know, I would decline, I feel bad. Like, especially with this current job where I'm at right now, you know, it's a thing where, like, I'm heavily prioritizing my time outside of work. If you mark me from XYZ to XYZ, like, that's where I'm going to prioritize work. I'll make sure it's at the top of my forefront. But outside of that, it's like, I've got this plan. I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's not coming up from, like, a place of disrespect or, like, not that I'm not committed, but it's like, I have a life to live outside of this place, like something that I'm building towards. I've been reaching out to people. I've been shooting my shot to honestly, like, see what it is that I've been writing about in that whiteboard. What I wake up to, what I go to sleep to, what I wake up to, what I go to sleep to see it through. Right? Like, in terms of what it is that you think is what you attract, and how you see the world is what you will receive, really goes into effect which is crazy. I went out one day with some friends of mine to this gold PDX place, like a bar. And like I saw it as an opportunity to just kind of, hang out, meet up with a friend, and who knows what might come of it. I got to see a photographer there that's pretty big. And I saw his equipment, I saw his stuff, and to me, he caught my eye. Not like that. Stop that. He caught my eye, where it was just like, that's some expensive looking equipment. Like, he obviously devotes his time to this stuff, because why else would you have such a setup? Not just for a hobby. And it just so happened to be like that day, I was like, fuck. I should have reached out. I should have said something to him, like, connect in a way, because I want to see how his work looks and all this other stuff. As I'm leaving, I just so happened to see him. And I was like, I can either try or not. Rolled out my window. Hey bro, this and that. I get his social, and I see his work. Come to find out, that dude has like 300, 400,000 followers. Oh shit, he's big. Pause. And he's got quite a following. And for me, like, that's cool, that's dope. Reached out, this and that. I was like, hey, you know what? He might or might not see this, but it's a thing where I want to, extend gratefulness and just like, true appreciation for his work. Hey bro, like, I see your work, like, it's really cool. It sucks because like this photographer wanted to go to the World Cup, and the opportunity didn't bring this time around, but it will next time. And I told him, I was like, hey, you keep at it, you keep working the way that you're working, like the work that you're putting, it's not too long after before you're up there too. Send. Some time went by and ding, I got a reply. Oh shit, that's fucking crazy, right? It's like, oh shit. You don't think that with such attempts, with people that are so much bigger than us, that they would notice. But to be noticed for me was like, oh wow, that's crazy, that's cool. Like, even then, I'm talking with him still, and I'm wishing him the best. And even then, like, I kind of threw him an idea, like, hey, why don't you try this? That might be something to attempt. It's cool. And then on top of that, with the work that he does, it's kind of like a portfolio on its own, where you show off all your stuff, and then people like it. Hey, you reach out to you, more traction. Go for it. And here's one. And in this book, where Logos That Last by Alan Peters, I came across the practice, which I kind of mentioned last time, right? Of 2 nouns, 1 relationship, create a logo. And I started doing that, and I finished the book, and the book has like a lot of good wisdom in there. That for me, it was just like, it makes too much sense. Like, this just kind of breaks down graphic design to an easier level for me, just to kind of like become better. And for that book, when I finished it, I remember I posted about it through one of these journals that I have, where I did like his little practice, like 2 nouns, 1 relationship, create logos. And I did it. And one day I was just kind of showing off like the amount of work that I had done within like the past couple of days, where I think I've gone like 6-7 days, about probably like 9-10, closer to, of just pages full of like a bunch of logo ideas and designs. And I was like, and I wrote in the caption of that video that I put on my story, like, that book really came in handy at Alan Peters. And for me, I'm just like, okay, cool, I did it. It was a cool little show off that it showed like I'm doing it. And would you come to believe it, especially when I was when I shared the book, he reached out. He's just like, continue practicing, like, this was up. And I read the book, and when I posted and tagged him, he reached out. Bro, Like, I've come to know that with the very, very same that's so good. That with the same light that I would shed upon people with their ideas, you know, to stray them from negativity, to stray them from like anything that harms, like the self-conscious, the mind, the willingness to try. I've started applying that to myself, and like heavy right now, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I should be in a position where like I don't want to try no more. I'm becoming resentful. Why the fuck is nothing working on the way that I wanted to? That fat bitch over there, Angie, bro. You fat motherfucker. I'm just playing. That's my baby. That's my baby. But in a position where I should feel that, I don't feel that way, bro. And I did a recent advertisement, unofficial as well, for Porsche. I can't remember if no, I haven't mentioned this one yet. That really, really changed a lot for me. Like, heavy. To where, when I first attempted it, it was really my style. That thing did not look good. I attempted my version of it, but it didn't look good. And I went out and I did a bunch of research and I looked at a bunch of photos to see, okay, what's consistent within a Porsche advertisement? What looks good? What doesn't? What looks good? What doesn't? What is the consistent thing that they do? And sure enough, finally, like on the 4th or 5th version, when I did it and I showed it to other people, like that final product, they were like, damn, that's damn good. I was like, thank you. Like, fuck, I hope it's good, because if it's not, well, fuck, I've been wasting like hours of my life to process, to advance an idea that's just going nowhere. And that's where like the real click happened. Because at that point, for me, it was like, I'm no longer really striving to become better, to an extent. I am, but the way that I view it now, there's two ways that I'm viewing it. There's people out there that know things that I don't, that I want to mimic, that push me in a direction to become this person that achieves a lot of those goals that I put right there. And for me, the one person that I am chasing, that I can never catch up to, and it doesn't matter how fast I run, it doesn't matter what gizmo gadgets happen that, you know, possibly make it achievable, the person that I am chasing is me. Right? This version of me that I can never catch up to, because he's always a day ahead. That perversion of me, I was about to say perversion, that version of me is tomorrow. And I can never catch up to him. The one day that I do catch up to him finally is the day that I hope that kind of gives the idea. But there's people out here that have these skills, these routines, these ideas that can be replicated. And it's not because I want to copy them. No, don't do that. Don't copy people, because that's called plagiarism. That's not good. That's very, very bad. But with the Porsche whole ordeal, when I finally did do it, I was like, oh wow. Like, I don't know how long it would have taken me to get to this point had it not been for that resource that I came across. Another example, my teacher, that when I was creating my font, the one letter that was hurting me the most, that was frustrating me, because I was putting in like work that like you'd think I'm trying to solve a quantum realm fucking equation, right? In terms of like the amount of time that I'm putting into it, like all of this shit that I'm doing to bend space and time to make sure it could come out perfect. And it never came out perfect. I'll be honest with you, it came out ass sometimes, to where like I'm frustrated. And I went to him one day and I asked him, I was like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, this is one letter right here that's frustrating me. Like, I'm still trying. I'm not mad. Like, I don't think I can't do it. but with how I'm proceeding and where I want to be at, it's just not aligning right now. You want to see a trick? Like, what are you talking about, bro? He didn't say it like that. He's like, I'll show you something. Like, I'm pretty sure this will change a lot for you. Sure, go for it. Okay. And he gets on the whiteboard. Right? Because, like, you have to make sure that the consistencies for, like, your O match. So, like, at the top it's thin, and it gets thicker, and then it goes back to thin. All around consistent. And that's where I was struggling. Tell me why he does this trick where he grabs two what's the word I'm looking for? Two markers. And he, how can I best, let me see if I can find my measuring tool real fast. Because I know I have, yeah, here it is. He goes over the whiteboard and he kind of replicates this idea right here. Are you serious, brother? My brother in Christ. What the fuck? Alright, this is bad news. I think I may have lost it. I think. No, I know. Bro, what the fuck? Anyways, he grabs it, and with two markers in his hand, he just... And would you believe it, that so effortlessly, the one thing that I was struggling to do, he did so in just like a second. I was like, fuck, shit, damn. And like, I'm sitting there, and it's almost like a damn fear where I'm looking at the whiteboard, I'm like, what is this magic? Like, no, not what is this magic, but like, what the freak is that? He's just like, I'll do it again. And he did it again. And for me, it was something that like, I was dumbfounded. I was truly dumbfounded. I was like, there's no funky donkey way this is possible. So I get up there and I try it myself, and would you know it? Exactly how he did it, I did it too. And to this day, that's kind of how I've been proceeding, if you will. To where there's people out here that have skills, real damn good skills, that can be learned. And it's not in the sense that I want to learn them to become better than them. No, it's just like, oh shit, like, that's very useful, that's very handy, that's cool. I'd always want to exchange, because the first thing that I did the moment I learned that skill with the letter O, I went and showed it to my friends. I was like, yo, you guys aren't going to believe this, but look at this. They looked at it and they're like, oh shit, like, that's crazy. I was like, isn't it crazy? And here's what I'm gonna say. There's this version of me that I see, especially by the end of the year, at the end of this whole graphic design ordeal, that the stuff that I've been practicing and preaching and building into my routine, you know, the stuff that I'm finding myself recovering from and healing from, it's like, this is not where I should be, but yet I find myself here. Right? A lot of inconveniences and a lot of rejection just bring more opportunity. I was talking with my cousin about, like, yo, I got declined and shit, like, and I don't feel as bad as I should. I feel great. I feel better even. This shit isn't normal. Like, what the fuck is going on with me? I don't know what's going on, right? And it's it just kind of forces and like makes me want to try more. Okay, that didn't work out. It's fine. I'm not bothered by it. Cool, on to the next. That didn't work. Okay, that's fine. Cool, on to the next. Same thing with these ideas, where like, what I've noticed that with the practice of doing 50 thumbnails, like, I look at the original idea and I'm like, it doesn't work. What if I do this? 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 So what if I do this? That I've kind of come to understand graphic design a little bit better, where doing more to get the prettier photo is cool, but did you know you could do the same thing with less? That changed a lot for me. Where I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, whoa, that's fucking crazy. Like, it's shifted a lot of how it is that I view. I had a great conversation with this artist at the library when I was there to practice and get my my routine done of doing 50-50, boom. And in the same way, how I was explaining it to my self and like to her, she's just like, "What are you working on?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just doing this like this personal project to kind of keep the repetition going for like school." And she was looking at it, she's like, "Oh, that's cool, like that's dope. What do you?" And I asked her, "What are you doing?" She was just like, "XYZ, like I'm doing this, but I also want to learn how to do like landscape, but I'm struggling, like I'm not good at it." I can't remember if I interrupted her and said yet, but it's like, for one, you got to be careful how it is that you talk to yourself, especially with like a lot of these things that you want to do. If you, for instance, want to find yourself in a job that pays you $125,000, you can't think to yourself and tell yourself like, "Hey, I don't know that I'm able to do it." I'll be honest with you. Hey, if you talk to yourself like that, you might as well give up on that dream, because with that fucking mentality, you might as well not even consider it. Harsh. Super fucking harsh. You have to start thinking in a way where it's just like, I can do it, I can achieve it, I can do it, I can achieve it. Ooh, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna receive, I'm gonna achieve, I'm gonna receive, I'm gonna achieve, I'm gonna receive, I'm gonna achieve. But I told her too, like, okay, like what do you feel like it is that you're struggling like? Because she's like, I could get started, I just don't know how to make it as good as other people do. I was like, okay, that's a start, that's a point. And like I told her, I was like, "Do you mind if I share something with you that might help you a lot, that's especially been helping me more so with my graphic design work?" She's like, "Yeah, sure, go for it." I told her, I was like, "Okay, this is a book about fonts, and this helped me a bunch. Treat projects or treat fonts like trees. When you have two trees that are directly planted next to each other, they both fight. They kill each other off because they're fighting for light, they're fighting for foundation for the roots, and they just overall, they don't help each other. Boom, they both die. What you want to do when you're building something, you want to plant a tree, and around it you want to build grass. Not for the fact that you're trying to use it, but you want to use that grass to help that tree grow. That grass is just as important as the tree is, and the tree is just as important as the grass. They both play a part. Super, super crucial, where none is using the other, but it kind of builds an environment to where it grows. And I told her, I was like, when you create yourself a painting, build it with that same foundation where you have the tree and you have the grass around it. How do you make everything flow to where it just plays naturally with that relationship, right? Maybe you start off with a mountain and you have small bits and pieces that kind of help with eye movement and to make it flow, feel like it's good together. Like you put genuine passion into this shit. I thought that was my phone. You put genuine passion and like plan these things out, all of a sudden what used to feel like would take a millennium to learn, you're learning it that much quicker. Bro, when I came across that fucking quote, for me, it's a thing where I'm like, holy shit, that feels like a damn life hack. Because it could also be applied for life. I'm not saying that people that are grass in your life are meant to be used. No, you have people that feed you ideas, that support you, that help you grow as a tree. And then there are other people in your life that are fucking trees. They're not bad people, but just in that environment, you don't fucking grow. Oh my fucking god, I think I might get viewed a certain way like I'm fucking evil when it's not the fucking thing. That's like... There was a conversation that I had with my father, with a couple of other people outside of my father too, that when I breed certain ideas of what is it I want to do, outright the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, but what if? But what if it doesn't work? What if this happens? What if that happens? This and that. Bro, that is so... The considerations of them wanting to make sure that you don't do wrong or wind up in a bad place is great. It's good. But what happens when you have that same environment that feeds you reinforcement? Not delusional reinforcement, but reinforcement of like, but how would you do it? What would you do if this happens? Okay, if it succeeds, what would you do then afterwards? And then like, who do you think you would have to meet with in order to get to where you want to get to? When it came to that, when I proposed the whole idea to my pops about, oh, I want to pull out XYZ to invest. Why don't you just put that same investment and gamble? You might get more. I wasn't mad, but it's just like, I don't want to. Like, with the class, there's more to be had, there's more to be taken away from, and it just kind of helps push me in the direction that it is that I want to go. Like, religiously to this day, I watch a bunch of lectures. And the one lecture that I watched today, and that's kind of clicking and making a lot more sense, especially now that I've put two and two together, has been one, can't believe I can say that right, one that helped put it together in a sense, right? To where I might have to carry on in another video to kind of like make sense of it, because I still have to study myself, because the only book that I have read and finished on this topic has been one, which is this guy, the Quran. I'm not proposing like, follow it, but there's good foundation in that book. But as of late, what I've noticed when it comes to the topic of God, right? Like the Bible itself, or even like from what I picked up on the Quran, it's like a way of living, right? For purposes, I'll stick to the Bible, because I need to reread this one and re-approach it. Because for the Bible, I noted that some people paint it in a perspective of like, follow Jesus Christ, this is the way that you live, this and all that, whatnot. Okay, they're not wrong in that perspective. But from what I've been picking up from like a lot of these lectures and what they view that, it's completely different of what it is that this first picture paints, because it's complete opposite. To where it tells and it says that the Bible was not meant to be something that you follow Jesus Christ, but you just follow his way of living in terms of like, be kind to thy neighbor, practice like a self-discipline, and even something that's like better for you anyway, I guess you could say. What you reap is what you sow. How you speak into the world is what you receive. What you think is what you'll attract, and all this other kind of stuff, right? Like, they build you a foundation with this book to show you, if you do this, this is what you'll get. But do know that if you also do this with this mindset, that's also what you get. I used to be in a position way back when, this is going to be a long ass video, and I'll probably finish up with this last thought, where 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I'm in a position where I'm negative minded. The person I am today is a complete 180 of what I was then. Why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep losing people? Oh my God. Like, it was hard for me to see things in a positive light, though I wanted to. That was because, for one, I had a lot of hurt in here, and just overall my past that I couldn't look over. That it took one instance of forgiveness to break the cycle of resentment and anger, that I found myself in a position where I was like, oh wow, this is crazy. Things are different. I feel lighter. And when I lost a relationship, Not too long after that, again, forgiveness. Oh shit, I feel good. Not in the sense that I lost somebody, fuck, that hurts. But it was a situation where I'm like, damn, I feel lighter. I feel different. Things feel strange. And then when I had lost a family member not too long ago, again, it wasn't that I viewed it to where I didn't not lose somebody, but for me it was a thing like I seen how he lived, how he preached, and for me it was like I never really lost him because a part of him always lives inside of me in terms of how he speaks, how he thinks, and how it is that he chose to live, right? You'd think that an environment that oftentimes might enforce like a negative way of thinking never found its way to him, to where I find myself in the same position where I'm just like, money isn't looking the prettiest, opportunities, I keep getting rejected, but I don't feel bad, I don't feel angry, I don't feel negative. I feel happier, I feel more opportunistic, and that's just not natural, bro. That's like, fuck. I don't know. It's definitely something that's taken some discipline to build towards, right? Well, to this day, I'm just like, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. And guess what? Tomorrow's a lot closer than you think, bro. So, what's stopping you, honestly? Man, it's been a good day. You know what's funny? I always seem to find myself having a good day because before the day even starts, I tell myself and I believe that it's always going to be a good day. And I'm not too shocked or often surprised when things get better. Things that I didn't expect to happen. I'd be holding out great conversations with people that relate what it is that I've been trying to get other people to understand. And bro, the fucking excitement, the freaking excitement. Let me change my language because there might be kids watching. I'm sorry. Children 12 and under don't mimic what I do. It's not good for you to say what I say. Don't listen to me. Matter of fact, get off my channel up until you're old and you understand. How crucial is it for you to not only build that routine, build that mindset, write it out every day, and start envisioning the life that you want to live? I can't tell you that. I know how important it is to me. What I've been doing, the steps that I've been taking, how I'm handling rejection, how it is that I handle certain criticism, how I handle praise versus how I handle support. All the same. I come from a place of I try to at least like humility where it's like, hey man, I mean shit wasn't easy, but I fucking appreciate it nonetheless. I'm about to be going to school again in September, late September, around like the 22nd, and I couldn't be more excited. And my feed has been filled, especially with people that take that risk. They take that shot, and they see greatness out of it. And the one thing that they all have in common, these people, is they believed in themselves, and they had like a fucking burning passion that rivals that of a fucking Godzilla, bro. The fuck was it seems damn near like inhuman or superhuman, but it's like when you become so focused on what it is that you want, you know, if I told you like it only took X amount of rejections for you to get to where it is that you want to get to. Wouldn't you want to take it? I would. Why not? What happens the one time that I choose to take another rejection, all of a sudden that door that I've been waiting on to open opens up. Like, I've been trying my hand. I've talked with Alan Peters. I've talked with CRX Visuals. I believe that's what his handle is. He's a photographer. And I've been reaching out. I've been going places in terms of attempting to get my foot through the door. Like, I don't even want a job. I just want to learn from people, bro. I keep getting declined. And I don't see it from a perspective of, like, I'm becoming resentful. Fuck this job. I don't want to do it. No, why? For what reason? Do you know how much of a blessing that is? Because all that does is repoint you in another direction, or maybe that same direction that you've been going towards, and you don't even realize it. And you're growing much more. Like, I remember the first time I received criticism, when I was first going to school, especially in graphic design, it was something that I took heavy, and it was hard. You know, that's about as much as I wanted to take it to. And the positive light, it was kind of difficult, because I'm like, fuck, this was my best. This was me trying my hardest to become that version that you want me to be. And I can't take that criticism. Versus nowadays, especially within this year, spring, fall, winter, yo, that criticism just bouncing off, and it's like it doesn't hurt like it once used to. Like, I was told that one of my designs, the idea was right, but it sucked. It just wasn't well executed. A lot of students, they're kind of like, oh. And for me, I was just like, okay, that's cool. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. Why? Because I would much prefer to be told that in that position at time in school versus to be told that in a career position at a job, and I'm gone. I'm cut. I'm lost, because it's like, what is this? That gives me an opportunity to learn, to grow. I said I was going to stop at one store, and here I am, 52 minutes in, and it's quite a bit of a talk session. Wow. Got nothing else to say. It's currently 5:04, and I've got other things to attend to. I'm gonna catch you guys later. I hope and I pray you guys have been achieving everything that is that you want in your life, building towards what it is that you want in life. And even then, if you're not, reflect, think, what am I doing right and what am I doing wrong to get to this place that I want to get to? You don't get things outright like that. You can't. And if you do, sometimes it's maybe. Hold up. Oh, wow. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Some things like that might happen outright. Call it luck, call it whatever you want. Okay, cool. But you can't continue to wait on opportunities like that, but you have to build. Because this life that you want, that you start off right here, to get to here, you don't do that off of one jump. You can't. You can possibly one time, one day in this life, but it takes great effort. Even then, the fall is a lot deeper than the actual effort itself. Take small steps up until you finally reach it. This has been your boy Ventura. It's 5:05. Happy early 4th of July. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.